In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at several different ways we can go about adding transitions within Resolve. Now, if your workspace looks a little bit different, you can always come up to Workspace at the top here and then choose Reset UI Layout so we're both on the same page. And in this project, I have several different clips. None of them have transitions added. Anytime we add a transition, we're going to see a vertical white box either centered between the two clips or on the left or right hand side. And we'll see that in just a moment. So let's position our playhead cursor here and start playback. And you'll notice a hard cut between these two clips in our timeline viewer. We'll begin playback and you can see right about here, we have a hard cut to when she opens up this pot to get the broth. So let's stop our playback and we'd like to add a little transition here. So let's hold Alt, use our mouse wheel to zoom in a bit on this area. And so what I'm going to do is click once on our video clip, being sure that both our audio and video are highlighted in red. Then I'll hold down Alt and Shift, click, hold, and drag this clip over to the left. And you'll notice a couple of white vertical boxes that are showing up here. And that is our transition being added automatically. So I'll release the mouse. And now, if I zoom in a bit further, we can see we have cross dissolve for our video clip and crossfade for our audio. So these were automatically added by holding down Alt and Shift, click holding and dragging our second clip over the top of our first one. So now let's go ahead and play this back. Now that the transition has been added, we'll take a look in our viewer and see that that's been smoothed out. Now that transition is a bit longer than what I'd like. So you can see we have this white box. We can come to the edge, and when our arrow changes to double arrows facing left and right, we can click, hold, and drag left or right to shorten or lengthen the duration of this transition. So let's make that a bit shorter. Play back again. Okay. Now, while our transition is still highlighted in red, we can see the white frame is red. Let's come to the top right of Resolve and click on our Inspector button. Now, this is going to switch the viewers to just showing the timeline viewer. And then in the right-hand side, we can see our inspector. And this is going to take us to the transition panel. And we can see a bunch of different settings for our video clip and audio clip and the transition that we've added. So we saw that we could hover on the edge to change the duration. We can also do that within our inspector. So we can see at the top, we have duration 1.2 seconds or 29 frames. We can click, hold, and drag horizontally on either of these fields. And if you notice in our timeline, that will change the length or the duration of that transition here. Adjusting the time will also adjust the frames. Adjusting the frames will adjust the time. So these work in tandem with each other. Now, just above our duration, we could actually change the transition type. It's going to go to cross dissolve by default whenever we're making use of these automatic transitions. But we can click on the down arrow and access the drop-down menu. We can choose a center wipe. If we change that, notice that the options available for this transition type will change as well. And now when we move our playhead, let's play this back. Okay, and we can see that center wipe. Now, if you notice in the timeline, we have this linear transition that's going to happen by default. But in our inspector, we do have ease that we can make use of. So if we click on this drop-down menu and I choose ease in, then you notice that that linear transition has now been changed to easing in. We have this curve down at the bottom. If we change this to in out, then we can see we're easing in and then out. So just be aware that depending on the transition type that you're using, you're going to have different options that are available to you within the inspector. For our audio, we can adjust the transition type as well. By default, we're going to have crossfade 0 dB, but we also have plus and minus 3 dB. Our duration, which is going to be the same as our video by default, and fade in, fade out. Some options there. But let's go ahead and press Shift and Z to show all of our clips, and I'm going to undo all of the changes that we made. Now the next way that we can add transitions is by selecting a clip and then pressing Alt and T as in Tom, and you'll notice that we now have these vertical white boxes on either end of our clip. So if I hold Alt, use the mouse wheel to zoom in, we can see that we've had this transition added here. Let's zoom in a bit more. We can see it's a cross dissolve because that's our default setting. And if we come over to the end of the clip, zoom in, we can see we have another cross dissolve added here. And of course, we can hover on the end of that and adjust the duration as we've already seen. And the reason why this is defaulting to cross dissolve is because if we come to the top left and open up our effects panel, you'll notice that our cross dissolve has a red indicator and we are within the toolbox. So if I click on the arrow and collapse that, you just want to be sure you expand toolbox. We have video transitions up at the very top, and then we can see dissolve, cross dissolve, our indicator. If we'd like to change the default transition type so it's not cross dissolve, maybe say additive, we can right click on this and then choose set as standard transition. Okay, now let us undo adding those transitions to our clip. Okay, so we can see that those have been removed. While our clip is selected, I will Alt-T again. We've now added our transitions at the beginning and end. And then when we zoom in and select this transition, we can see it says Additive Dissolve over in our Inspector, Additive Resolve, or Dissolve rather. And that's because we've made the change in our effects panel. But I'm going to go ahead and right click on the cross dissolve and take this back to the default setting. Let's again come back to our timeline, Shift and Z to zoom out, and I will remove those transitions. Now the next way that we can add a transition is by being sure we're in our effects panel by clicking on the button up above, and then we can just simply choose one. And if you notice, the playhead is positioned between our first and second clip. And while that's positioned there, I can hover and scrub left to right and see what these different transitions are going to look like before even adding them to our timeline. So if I'd like to add the smooth cut, what I can do is click, hold, and drag and add that to the position between our first and second clip and just release. And then if we zoom in, we can see that this has been added. Let's click once to highlight that. In our inspector, we can see smooth cut. Now the alignment is on the left clip, but if we click on center, then actually nothing happens. If we click on right to change the position, nothing happens. And this is something to be aware of when you're working with transitions within Resolve. So here we have our first clip and our second clip. Now, if you notice, we have the arrow active. When I come to the front edge, this changes to the single bracket. And if I click once, we can see that this turns green. And that means that this clip has been trimmed. And if I click and hold, we see that white border pop up. That shows us the full length of this clip and how much we've trimmed it. But if we come to the first clip and I hover at the edge where we have the single bracket, click once, we can see that that border is red. That lets us know that this clip has not been trimmed. But if I click and hold, we also don't see the frame. But if I pull that back, we now see that white frame letting us know the full extent of the clip and how much we're trimming. Now when I release, let's click in the empty area, then click backspace or press backspace on the QWERTY keyboard to ripple delete and pull all of our clips forward. Coming back to the end of this clip with the single bracket, when I then click once, we can see the green border. Coming to our second clip, clicking once at its beginning, we see the green border there. So now that lets us know that both of these have been trimmed. And when I add the smooth cut, you see how it's being placed equally between the two now because they both have trim. So when we click once on this to highlight that transition, we can see we're now center aligned. I can also choose to be aligned to the right clip or to our left clip. Okay, so while this transition is highlighted, I'm going to press backspace to remove that out. And just remember, it's important if you're having issues adding a transition or it's not being placed equally between the two, then you need to check if you've done any trim to your clips. And again, if there has been a trim made, you're going to have a green edge, selecting this clip here, and then clicking once on its edge, then we can see that green border here. And if I pull this clip forward and then add the smooth cut back again, the duration that we're able to achieve is also going to be based on how much we have trimmed our clips as well. Okay, so let's shorten that duration, come to the edge of our clip where we have the single bracket, and then if I click and hold, then we can see how much we've trimmed this clip. Okay, let's come to our first clip, come to the edge with the single bracket, click and hold, we can see how much we've trimmed this clip. So what I'm going to do is press T as in Tom to activate our trim edit mode, and then I'm going to come to the edge with the single bracket, and I'm going to trim this second clip some more, and that's going to ripple edit and pull all the clips forward. Let's come to our first clip, and I'm going to trim this one some more. So now in theory, our transition, let's click once to select it, we should be able to increase the duration now that we've trimmed our clips even more. So now you can see. And then coming to the edge with a single bracket, if I click and hold, we can see how much we've trimmed, and it matches up with the transition length. Coming to the second clip, single bracket, click and hold, we can see the length of the original clip, and that matches up with our transition as well. So it's important to keep in mind the amount that we've trimmed, and if we have trimmed our clip or clips is going to affect our transition duration and our transition alignment options. And I'm going to press A to bring back our selection mode and select our transition. Let's backspace to remove it. And just know that we do have a bunch of different options for our transitions. And let's position our playhead here. We can see we can scrub left and right to preview our transitions before bringing them into our timeline. Let's try out our cross iris. Let's click, hold, and drag that onto our first and second clip. Place that in the center and then play this back. Okay, now if you are working with high-res video or working with some of the more complex fusion transitions that are down at the bottom, and we'll take a look at these in just a second, you may get some stuttering or problems on playing this back. And if you do, we have a little option to help mitigate that. So if we come to our playback up at the top, let's open that up. And then we have our render cache. We can change this to smart. And then now you notice this red horizontal line. What Resolve is going to do is say, hey, this is potentially be a problem to play back. So we're going to render this small area so that it plays back smoothly. So the parts that have been rendered turn blue. Anything that still needs to be rendered is red. So just giving that a bit of time, that will eventually render. We'll wait just a moment. So now this is fully rendered, the transition, and when I play this back, in theory, that should be a lot smoother. We'll play that back one more time. Okay, so just know that you have that option if you're having some stuttering or playback issues with your transitions or other effects that you're working with. And that's under playback, the render cache, and activating smart. Let's exit out. And let's select our transition by clicking once, backspace to remove it out. And then here we have our fusion transitions, which are going to be a bit more fancy. Let's position our playhead cursor between our first and second clip. Again, we can scroll through to get an idea of what these are going to do. Camera shake. Let's go ahead and give this a try. Click, hold, and drag that onto the center between our first and second clips. Again, this is turned red, and Resolve is going to render this down in the background. Let's go ahead and play back and just see if it will work before rendering. Okay, so that's pausing a little bit there, but it's been fully rendered, so let's give that another go. Okay, cool. So if your project calls for it, if you're feeling kind of frisky and fancy, you can give a try to some of the fusion transitions here as well. And of course, we can come to the timeline, select that, and then we can adjust some different options for it, like our shake speed, the strength, contrast, brightness, and saturation. Now, if you'd like to copy a transition to another area within your timeline, you can always right-click on that transition. Let's choose copy, and we will Shift-Z to zoom out. Let's pull this clip in a bit, position our cursor here, and we will right-click when we have the double brackets hovering between our two clips. Let's choose paste. Now we have a message that some of the clips selected have insufficient handles to apply the transition. You can choose to trim clips and shorten your timeline or skip clips with insufficient handles. So what this means is that let's cancel. Again, selecting this clip, let's hover at the edge where we have the single bracket, click once. We can see that this is green. So what does that mean? If I click and hold, we can see that this clip has been trimmed, and I can even trim it some more. We see how much we're trimming it. Let's pull that ahead. Now this clip, let's hover at the edge with a single bracket, click once. We see we have the red border. We haven't trimmed anything. So let's trim this. We can see that the vertical border instantly turns green. Let's click once to highlight, backspace to ripple delete, and pull our following clips forward. Now when we click once and hold, we can see how much we've trimmed here. Select our second or final clip, click hold. Sometimes this can be a little bit funky. Click and hold, we can see how much we've trimmed this clip. Now I'm going to undo really quickly just to show that instead of trimming and then deleting as we did, highlight, backspace, let's undo that, undo. We can press T to enter into the trim edit mode, and then we can come to the edge with the single bracket. I can trim this and it will automatically pull the following clips in the timeline forward. So that's a big time saver. But now that we've trimmed both clips, let's position our playhead, hover where we have the double brackets, right click, paste. Let's zoom in, and we can see our camera shake has been added. So let's click once to select it, hover at the edge, and extend the duration. And then we can see that this is being rendered down in the background. Let's try to play it back and see what it will do. Okay, and that's pretty much been rendered down completely. We'll zoom out a bit. But you can see how that we copied the camera shake from between the first and second clip now to our second and third. Okay, so this has been an overview of how you can go about adding transitions within Resolve. Look out for a second video where we go into more depth and take a closer look at some of the various settings that are available to us within the inspector when working with transitions. Okay, we'll wrap up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.